那个可以 drop 掉，我开始了就 formal 前面。
Okay.
Okay, good morning, Mr. A. So my name is Xian, and I'll be your nutritionist for today's counseling session. So before we start, can I confirm, is it okay if I call you Mr. A, or would you prefer some other names?
Then you can call me Mr. A.
Okay, so Mr. A, okay, good morning. So what brings you in today for today's counseling session?
I would like to get a change in my diet because I've been experiencing tiredness and dizziness, and I have really poor concentration during my classes as well. Sometimes I also feel headache.
I see. Okay, so today you attended this counseling session to see whether you can change some habits in your diet to improve the concentration during class, right? Because you mentioned that you are feeling tired, dizziness, and all those. Okay. So we'll try to explore some ways that you can change your diet so that you can feel more energetic in class. Sounds okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we start, let's take a look at your assessment, right? So it is stated from your report that you suffer from iron deficiency anemia, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we start, do you have an idea of what iron deficiency anemia is?
I only know about that. I really know about it.
Okay, so you don't generally know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me explain it in layman terms now. So iron deficiency anemia is basically your body lacking iron, and iron is essential to build red blood cells so you can feel more energetic. Okay? Yeah. And then we have animal sources as well as plant sources for iron. So taking both and in a considerable amount is what is important to increase the iron levels. Okay? Alright, so let's take a look at your diet history, right? So for breakfast, okay, actually can you tell me from a usual day-to-day basis, what do you eat in general for breakfast to dinner?
Actually, a lot of times I skip breakfast.
I see.
My schedule is very busy. And after classes, I'll have my part-time jobs online as well. So usually I skip the breakfast.
I see. Okay. Then Mr. A, do you do any sort of meal planning or meal prep?
Yeah, I do have.
I see. Okay, that's actually a good start because considering your busy schedule, you still do meal prep. That is actually very good. Okay, but what you mentioned just now, right? Usually you would skip breakfast, right? And then for lunch you would take maybe white rice.
Yeah, I'll take white rice, fried chicken with some gravy,
Okay.
and also with the sweetened iced tea.
Okay.
As for dinner, because I mentioned I have part-time jobs,
Yeah.
so I'll just whip up some instant noodle or bread along with the packaged drink.
I see.
And also for snacks, I think occasionally I'll have chips or chocolate.
Okay. Alright, so from your diet, we can see that maybe it is lacking a little bit on iron food sources, right? Because you're taking instant noodles for dinner, right? I know this is due to your time constraint, but yeah, instant noodle is generally low in iron. And you also take sweetened iced tea, right, in lunch. Okay, so just for your information, tea and coffee, beverages rich in caffeine, tannins, and polyphenols, they will inhibit your iron absorption. So this also lowers your iron in the body. Okay? Right, and judging from your BMI, right, you are in a healthy weight, right? It's just that you're low in iron, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. From a scale of 1 to 10, how willing are you to make a change in your diet?
I think 7.
7. Okay, 7 is quite a considerable amount. Okay, so maybe let's explore some ways you can change your diet. Alright, so just now, you mentioned that you skip breakfast, right? Is there any possible way you could incorporate breakfast? I know you have a busy schedule, right? At the time you have your tuition classes or maybe your part-time job. morning you still need to rush to university, right? So is there any way that you can try to incorporate breakfast?
I think if I incorporate breakfast, I'll eat some crackers along with the coffee.
Okay, that's a good start. But as we mentioned just now, coffee is rich in caffeine and tannins and polyphenols.
Yeah,
They will lower your absorption.
yeah, because I need to keep up with my busy schedule.
Oh.
I feel very tired
Okay,
during the day.
so you need the caffeine, right?
Yeah.
Alright, it's fine. That's totally cool. So maybe we don't look too much on breakfast. But let's look at lunch. Lunch, you mentioned you eat white rice with fried chicken, right? Okay, that's actually a good start. Because fried chicken is a source of animal iron sources. So it is also good. It's just that you take it with sweetened iced tea, right? Okay, so maybe is it possible for you to change the iced tea into another beverage, let's say maybe plain water or a fruit juice, like orange juice?
Yeah, I think fruit juice.
Fruit juice is okay, alright. But is there any form, like, are you really like a person that likes sweetened iced tea for lunch?
I think I'm the person like sweets lah.
I see. So it doesn't necessarily need to be iced tea now. Okay. So the first thing we can do here is to change the sweetened iced tea, right? So you accepted the fact that you can change for orange juice, is that correct? Okay. So why orange juice, right? Maybe I can tell you a little bit on this. Because orange juice is a citrus fruit, and citrus fruit is rich in vitamin C, and vitamin C is essential for iron absorption. So it can help increase your iron levels in the body. Okay. Alright, so let's start off with changing orange juice for the sweetened iced tea. Okay. Right, so aside from that, you mentioned that in dinner, due to your part-time job, you don't have a lot of time, so you usually eat instant noodles, right? Okay, so instant noodle is generally low in iron, so do you know that there are any ways for you to like increase the iron sources in that meal?
I think I can eat spinach instead of the
Oh, so you can try adding spinach, right? Yeah, actually that is a very good idea. I think adding spinach is actually very affordable and it is also easy to add in. You just put in with the noodles, cook, right? Yeah, so I think another thing you could try is, with the spinach, you can add in an egg as well, right? Noodles, egg, and spinach. So you have a balance of animal source iron as well as the plant source iron. Okay? Right, so two things that we've discussed here that you can try to make a change. Okay? Could you maybe follow along and restate those goals?
For the lunch, I think I can change the sweetened iced tea to orange juice.
Yes.
And as for the dinner, I think I can add spinach and also egg.
Okay, yes, that's good. Okay, so if you were to do this change from a week basis, right? A week has 7 days, so how often do you think you can apply this change to?
I think I can apply for 3 to 4 days because it might increase my budget in.
I see. Alright, so you're just worried about the budget as well, right? Okay, so like you mentioned just now, adding spinach, right? Spinach is actually quite affordable, so I think you won't raise your budget too much if you buy in a bundle. And eggs you can also buy in 30 pieces as well. That will also try to lower the price down. Okay, so if you do want to try meal planning for these kinds of situations, then you can buy in bundles, so you can lower the price. Okay. Alright, so are there any other questions or anything else you would like to address?
I think no.
Okay, so let me conclude today's session. So for the changes you are willing to make, lunch you are willing to switch out the sweetened iced tea for orange juice, and for dinner, instead of instant noodles itself, you will try to add spinach and egg. Okay, and you will try to do it with, for 4 days in a week. Is that correct? Okay, so from a scale of 1 to 10, how likely do you think you can adopt this change?
I think
10. Okay, that's a very good amount. So let's try to see if there is any improvements right after these 2 weeks. Okay. So is it okay if we schedule the next meeting in the next 2 weeks?
10. Yeah, sure.
So thank you, Mr. A, for today's session.